Welcome back to another episode of Full Circle with me, Onyx. And today I want to talk about some of the pitfalls in life, socializing with other people, maybe within a spiritual context, like a spiritual community. People, assuming the role of healer and guide, mentor in a spiritual sense. Uh, And I would just say you have to learn to filter. Uh, Filter your teachers, mentors, maybe do a background check. And that can be difficult. Uh, but you want to get to know the people that you're going to trust with your energy, with your time, with your mind, with your heart, with your relationships, with your connection to source. And so I advocate you trusting yourself. So I met someone the other day on the mass transit system, and we had a very interesting conversation. And the more we got into the conversation and socialized, the more I realized he got really messed up by having this lady play with plant medicine, and she was playing mentor guide, shaman, and the story got a little bit more involved, and the girl who he liked, who was having a relationship with, she knew the lady working with him, and so he basically got brainwashed, you know. And now he's on the streets, and he's homeless, and he's wearing black lipstick, and he is confused, and he's an artist, and he's in love with, like, it's all very disorganized. And I've seen the pattern before, so it's nothing new to me. Uh, but it's very real for him, you know? So messing around with substances that cause neuroplasticity, if it's being administered by someone out of integrity, uh, if it's being misappropriated with someone else's culture, beliefs, ideologies, on top of that, you're basically subscribing and consuming dogma. Okay? False truths, false a false structure, something to believe in. And so out where I live, there's a lot of people who are divorcing themselves from religion, and they want new alternative ways to heal and connect with each other and the earth. And these are all really great things, but you don't sacrifice your own intelligence. You don't sacrifice your perspective on life. You don't sacrifice common sense, reason, logic. Why? So, this person and many others, faith basically in cults, if you're in like a cult setting, faith doesn't really mean hope or believe or trust. Faith means obey. Like, the unsaid message is obey. Override common sense. When your gut says go left and everyone's going right, go right. So you become a follower. You sacrifice yourself. You basically cut your tie to source, which is exactly the opposite reason why you're there. You're there to strengthen your tie to source. So if you trust your perspective and understand your perspective is valid, your take on life, your angle, your view, then you can get where you want to go a lot faster, and you don't have to judge. You don't have to criminalize. You don't have to discount other people's perspectives, other people's point of views. Those are valid and they're theirs. And so boundaries start to happen naturally when you start to honor everyone's perspective. When you realize it's everyone's perspective, they may have insights that you can be grateful for. But then you also say, thanks for sharing your perspective. Thanks for your input. But the reality, I'll take that under advisement. Okay? So a lot of people believe they need to have guides to walk the spiritual path, to be a shaman, to move correctly. It's like a trophy, you know? There's all these things, there's this checklist of things that you do that certify you're this, you know? There's a checklist of experiences that certify you're a psychic. There's a checklist of experiences that certify you're a shaman. And the reality of it is, I would say 90% of that, all those things on the list, on what you consider shamanism, psychic, mystic is, it's viewed from a fractured place. When you're coming from the idea of wholeness, we're all one. That means your guides are an aspect of you. That means the substances you're using, they're an aspect within the chemical range of possibilities. So you always have access. You don't need the kind of like story narrative experience come to life. You don't need the holographic reality version of that to validate you. In fact, I think it's better to stop abandoning yourself and start validating your five senses. If you were born to be a mystic, it would just happen. If you're born to be a shaman, it's already on your path, it's happening. Techniques, teachers, gurus, methods, rituals aren't necessary. You would be having those experiences. Okay? I'm just throwing that out there. And then guess what? If you go to the deathbed of every like true mystic and shaman, you know, and what they tell you is something very different. They tell you how much they would like to have your experience of just being a human being, of enjoying life, of having family close by, of taking pleasure in work, and really, so getting to know yourself through very common and simple ways. They're like, dang, I wish I could just, you know, go flip hamburgers, serve people, and have friends close by, and drive to work, and get to my house, and pet my dog, and enjoy my body, enjoy my friends. That's what they wish for on their deathbed, because they're having an expanded skill set and an expanded interaction with reality than you are. All experiences are valid, but I'm saying don't try to have someone else's experience. After I like walked away from this person and subconsciously processed all that material, he's not validating his own authentic self. He's not validating his own normal life. He's wanting to be someone else and something special. I don't think he's conscious of it, but I think he's thinking, in order for me to have a spiritual experience, it has to look like this. It has to look like her story, his story, that culture's story. I have to go through this process. I'm saying, no, you don't. I'm saying that's the long road that can be not working for you. It might not work for your job, your family, your friends. So it might not work for the goals you want. So he wants a relationship. He wants a girlfriend. But he's not going about it directly, authentically as himself. He's throwing away parts and pieces of himself, adding spiritual plant medicine. Now, that's fine. Add your plant medicine. You're not supposed to be doing that every weekend. What the heck? So, you're throwing yourself away abusing spiritual plants. Plants are kind of like guides and teachers, and you're sharing in their perspective of reality. You're sharing in their frequency, their consciousness. It wasn't meant for you to use to cope with your life, to escape. It wasn't meant to be, you weren't supposed to form a tribe around it, sing songs around it, um, make a whole reality culture around it, and then only associate with people like you're creating separation and you're creating rules. So you're limiting yourself. Like, yes, you can do that, but you have to also be willing to be done with it. You know, like teachers and guides, their hope, their desire is that you don't need their teachings anymore. That you ace the class. What is the class? It's not healing. The class is living. They want you to live and be full of joy. So I think people get stuck in a narrative that I must heal more to get more spiritual, or I must heal more to attract a relationship in my life, to attract wealth, to be the person I would like to be. And I would say that's the curse of idealism, and that's your ego buying into an idea. And so that's why it's so not authentic. Like, it's great to love your culture, it's great to love all that part of you, but that's part of the story, that's part of the narrative. It is an honor and a gift, but it's like a necklace. You can wear that necklace, that jewelry with pride. It can highlight aspects of you, and you can, you know, shine on out in the world. But it really shouldn't be your signature piece. You should be your signature piece. So I think this and many others have been taught to abandon themselves, abandoning their gut instinct. So, intuition, self knowledge is going to come through the easiest path possible. The easiest path might be a stomach ache. The easiest path might be a personal breakdown. Maybe your car doesn't start that day. The spark plug is ruined, so you can't get to that location to meet up with so and so. And so events, they're not like cosmically happening. It's not like the hand of God. It's not a force outside of you. It's a lot of actually simpler things. And it gives you a moment to pause and go, let me check in with myself. So it's not just beautiful words. Let me check in with myself. It's a practice, and it's a yoga. If you just spent the rest of your days taking moments, anytime something kind of catches you off guard, you feel triggered or surprised, or go, oh, I think this is a great opportunity for me to check back in with myself. And, check back in with my belly, my second chakra. How do I feel? And listen with your five senses and go, I think I need to run back in the house. Oh, I forgot my vitamins today. Oh, and my water. Now I'm all set. Oh, the car started. crazy. Well, what's 5 minutes late versus a whole day without your medication and, whatever it is, without caring for yourself. So I would say the fastest path to enlightenment is care for yourself, check in with yourself. The more you care and check in with yourself, the more your psychic abilities automatically open up. So if you strongly respect your own opinion, respect what your eyes are seeing, and you really trust your brain. Hey, this goes beyond labels, masks, stereotypes. That person is definitely sending me hostile signals. I don't need to own it, but I can trust my eyes. I can trust my nose. I can trust the hair on my arm standing up and that strange paralyzing sensation that person is meaning harm. I don't need to go and I don't need to do a deep dive about it. I should probably walk around, find a new path. Apparently, this opportunity for an altercation, I choose out. So once again, slow down, check in, make a wise choice, which would be very self-loving. And so you're building your vocabulary, you're building your relationship with your instincts first that happen very viscerally. So who would need psychic powers if you and your instincts were best friends? And so it's like having a pet, It's like once you learn all its behaviors and you really understand it, it's like you can communicate instinctually. So you don't need to get all elaborate. You don't need rituals. You don't need prayers. You just need to tap into your instincts, which is your body. So your body is a temple. It's very advanced technology. It's special. It's sacred. Why would you let someone else mishandle you? Why would you let someone play the boss? The authority figure in your life when you are the authority. You're the one who chose to be born. Like, let's just go there. Go to your inner child wound. You're the one who chose to be born. You obviously knew what you were doing. Quit lying to yourself. Just own your story and throw it away. So, in order to clear something, you have to own it first. So, your fancy reason for not fully participating in life is an excuse. Excuses are really good reasons not to participate, okay? And we all do it in different ways. So you can kind of call yourself out on your own self-deception. And you could save yourself a lot of money because a therapist is kind of there. They're going to pretend to do that for you, but they want you to come back next week. And they don't want you to get too triggered, and post a bad review. So it's in their best interest not to deliver the medicine full strength, the medicine of truth, okay? So playing nice doesn't help you out. Spiritually bypassing, love bombing, Jesus bombing, friend bombing, isn't going to help you out. So you got to kind of get real with yourself, in little ways. So life is designed to help you, okay? Oh, I'm tired. I think I should take a nap. Yeah, go take a nap. Why? So you can rest. When you're resting, the information that you need will be there, okay? Oh, I think I need a day off. Yeah, take a day off. Why? If you don't rest and take days off and have downtime, you're going to die. Go, 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 forward, forward, forward. When do you have time to reflect? When do you have time to tune into your body and be with yourself? So you want a relationship, you want relationships with others, and you want to be successful in life. You got to first start with you. Have a really good relationship with your body. Have a good relationship with your intuition, your thinking. Thank you, brain, for thinking, for doing your job. Because I know you so well, I know you are limited. I know you want to jump in the driver's seat. I know you think you know what the truth is, but by default, you're a human brain and you can only think about things that you know. And everything you know is from the past. It's not really helping us in this forward moment. All you can do is take past information and project it forward, and we'll call it we'll call it forecasting. It's not true. So call your own brain out, your own thinking function, and say congratulations. You're kind of an outdated model, and you're not completely useless. I don't need to shame and criticize you. I will take it under advisement, all these thoughts flowing through my head, my emotions. I will take you under advisement. Emotions can be tricky. They're usually related to memories, and they're also related to chemical reactions in your body. And a lot of people have a limited range of emotions: fear, excitement, happiness, fun, joy, anger, hate, frustration. And that's about it. You know, most people are operating from one or two emotions, and they're basically getting yes signals and no signals. And your body's trying to communicate with you because you're not in a good relationship with your instincts. It's using the emotions to try to communicate with you. So I view emotions as advisors. My emotions are advising me. But it doesn't mean I then hand over the driver's seat to my emotions. We go crazy. We do crazy stuff. We'll say things inappropriately. We'll make dumb choices. I'll be under the influence of emotions, liquid drugs, okay? Alcohol, sugar. So I'm just saying, take it all under advisement. Your thoughts, your feelings, your and what's going on in your world. It's all just under advisement because you're the actual authority. There is a consciousness that you are. You are awareness, okay? You are consciousness. Without your perception of it, you have no awareness. The screen is turned off. You're not watching the movie. When the screen is on, you are aware of it. That's how much control you have over your matrix, over your story. If you're not there, it's not happening. So, speaking of that, have you ever heard that like Zen or Buddhist saying, that Eastern saying, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, did it fall? Or what's the sound of one hand clapping? Or do you remember the face before you were born? These type of things help you unwind and kind of, they're very powerful. I'll just say that. Can explode you into deeper awareness. But we won't worry about that right now. But since I talked about it, the last point I want to talk about is having a real tradition under your belt. Your tradition should be very simple. So I will share what my tradition is, okay? My tradition is ground, center, align, open, receive, just be. That is the essence of my tradition. It's the foundations of meditation. And guess what? You never have to, in my tradition, in my own culture, I'm a tribe of one, okay? I'm a species of one. I have a culture, I have a tradition. It's called my lifestyle, the way I live my life. I've been very informed, very advised by Buddhism, by Zen, by martial arts, by the Eastern ways. And what works for me, what I can do, I do. And so your tradition is a lifeline. Some very basic, sound ethical beliefs can take you really far in life on making decisions and even how to process unsettling moments when other people are putting their stuff on you. You can fall back on your core values, your core beliefs, your tradition. So, adopting another tradition isn't wise, especially if you have to change you. If you have to learn Sanskrit to do this tradition, it's not authentic. So, another part of my tradition is I make tea in the morning. That ritual of, so going to bed, I look forward to waking up the next morning and having my tea. Well, wow, I stopped a suicidal tendency, you know? So I like to pick really simple, basic, simple things that don't have to mean anything. I'm not doing a cross. I'm not casting a circle. I'm not warding off anything. I'm not grabbing a crystal and burning sage. I don't have fear in my tradition either. It's, wow, I have something to look forward to. One of my favorite traditions is opening the curtains and saying something positive about the day. Getting excited for the unknown and unexpected. I have a positive relationship with the unknown. How can you be surprised unless you don't know? So I look forward to not knowing. I look forward to surprises. And I assume they're positive. So I'm building my own tradition. I'm programming myself in a positive way. These are successful ways to get through life, to deal with upsets. Uh, yes, breakdowns happen, big and small, all the time. That's growth. So part of my tradition at one point was gathering all the knowledge, and sifting through it, filtering it out, finding what resonates. Not so much as a choice, but what stuck with me over time. You know, what stood the test of time? What survived? You know, all the change. What was kind of true? What works? Attempting to meditate works, okay? Keeping it super simple works. No matter what goes on, I can go, sit down, straighten my spine, relax, focus on my breath. No matter where you are, you can probably breathe. So I used to swim a lot. I focused on my breath. I was meditating in the pool, killing it in the pool, breaking all my records. I was meditating while I was swimming. I was meditating while I was walking to work. I was meditating half the day. What is meditation? Focus. That's it, really. Focus on something. Focus on your posture. Focus on your heartbeat. Focus on your breath. Focus on who's talking to you. Mini, micro meditation. So, meditation is the foundation of my spirituality. It's my secret weapon, but it's also the healing balm, And it's served me through all the chaos and weird experiences I found myself through life. So I share that with you. Take it under advisement. That's from my perspective. My teacher's tradition, what hers was reading spiritual books in the morning when she got up and when she went to bed. That was her tradition. She loves to read. She's very analytical. And it gave her positive thoughts to think about while she was working and being a mother, So with these simple tools, you can go very, very far. And you don't have to sell, you don't have to subscribe to other people's drama, their self-importance, their need to play spiritual doctor, their need to, you don't have to buy into their narratives. You can just be yourself. You can relax. You can be okay with not being special. You can take a breath and realize life is a process. It's not a destination. You know, enjoy the moment. Come back to yourself. It's what I'm saying. The more simple you are, the more advanced you're going to be. It's kind of a paradox. Like, that's what I'm saying. Super easy. The ultimate goal that your guides want for you is for you to think for yourself. Relieve them of the burden of living your life, okay? They don't want to advise you all the time. They want you to grow up, okay? So you're misusing your guides. Whether they're from the stars or from the afterworld, you know, the underworld or spirit world, they all want you to trust yourself and start using your brain. That's all that they want you to do. You know, and be ethical. Use your heart as well. Don't try to solve the meaning of life. It's already been solved. You're supposed to enjoy it. Okay? What's my purpose? Well, that was solved. You're supposed to enjoy it. What does God want from me? For you to enjoy yourself and enjoy life. Okay? Can you do that? Mystery solved. No one needs to be important. You don't need to be important. There's no demons to cast out. Okay? That is the mystery of life. It's so easy, no one does it. Why don't you be the first in your tradition to live, enjoy, be happy, give yourself permission to be happy? I mean, honestly, I think the weather is pretty cool. Go enjoy the weather. Talk about it. Wasn't that a cool sunset? Wasn't that a cool rainstorm? Don't you just love it? Connect with the elements. They are so cool. They will teach you everything you need to know. Be a mountain. Just shut up. Stand still. Stand for something. Be a mountain. Have integrity. You know? Are you looking forward to a clear sky? Let all your thoughts go. You know? Let nature teach you. That's like the ultimate tradition. Every culture uses nature. It's the foundation. So, you know, you're a part of nature. Go play. You're now the most ancient, powerful shaman in the universe. Go pick up some dirt and throw it.